The centre is looking at new research and environmental protection programs that could see the 7 scientists keep their jobs once their current contracts expire in June.
The Prime Minister was met with a positive reception during her visit to Holbrook. When she emphasised the importance of road safety and how this bypass will save lives, the crowd cheered. The northerly wind that's been blowing this afternoon is very strong, very dry and very hot. It's been fanning these flames all the way to the Murray River. The huge cannabis crop was hidden in very thick bushland that was filled with thorn bushes. The only way to access it was by walking 300 metres up along this stream. There's only a handful of dog sled racing events in Australia, and this is the only one where the animals run past such a big crowd. All the cheering gets the already very enthusiastic dogs even more excited.
KOMU8's Tom Maclean is live on the MU campus with more on how students feel about the news. Tom?
Adrian, the Board of Curators voted 7-1 to raise the tuition for out-of-state students by 5%.
To explain many questions about a Moberly nursing home. Tom?
Jim, it's a program that's been running for 5 years. An idyllic holiday getaway on the shores of Lake Mulwala. Today, Denison Caravan Park was a scene of carnage.
Oh, it's just gut-wrenching, terrifying, mate. It's like, how would you describe it, Nige?
Bomb.
Bomb, yeah, like a bomb's hit it, mate.
Last night, around 7:30, a tornado ripped through the exposed property north of Mulwala. Nearby campers say the sky turned black, then green, then came the deafening roar.
I was so frightened.
Permanent resident Kane Kerr and his mother at first sheltered in their weatherboard cabin, but the windows exploded and the roof blew off. They dived under their veranda and curled into a ball. Amid the chaos, they found their 2 elderly neighbours badly injured and tried to stem the bleeding.
The house was pretty much on the ground and there's just blood all over him. He's fighting for his life in Alfred Hospital.
People dived for cover as the tornado took around 4 minutes to tear through this caravan park. When residents emerged, they found a scene of complete devastation. Trees blocked the road, ambulances taking 2 hours to reach the park. Leaking gas bottles once connected to the caravans made the rescue effort hazardous. Park owner Craig O'Callaghan says it would have been worse if the storm had hit next weekend, when the site is packed with families on Easter holidays. He doesn't know whether he'll be able to rebuild.
Don't know, mate. I was sitting here a couple of nights ago, my mate said, the best business in the world. And I'm thinking, yeah, it doesn't look so good now.
I know there's not much left in there that you can replace. It's not a repair job. This is a total demolition and start again.
Bundalong was also hit as the tornado moved east. Trees were stripped of their branches. And in Rutherglen, a historic shed collapsed and the brick wall of a mechanics business fell into the main street. Tom Maclean, Win News. The court heard Senior Constable Paul Bell stopped Ryan Boyd and David Bray on May 2 after they did a burnout in front of Mansfield Police Station. Senior Constable Bell kicked and hit Ryan Boyd, who was 19 at the time. Mr Boyd received a cut to the head.
People are in 2 camps when you come to this sort of thing. There'll be one camp who say, look, they shouldn't do it, and there's another camp who say the police aren't tough enough on hoon drivers.
The court heard that Officer Bell had experienced a great amount of trauma in his career. He'd seen 2 young boys killed after a brick wall fell on them, been stuck with a needle, seen many suicides and fatal car crashes, and been shot at. A psychologist's assessment stated that Senior Constable Bell had been in a depressed mood around the time of the assault and was more short-tempered and irritable at home. Magistrate Paul Smith said the stress Mr Bell and another officer were facing led them to do things they wouldn't ordinarily do as police officers. The magistrate gave Senior Constable Bell a 12-month supervised community-based order, including 60 hours of unpaid community service. He can also be forced to attend counselling or anger management courses at the discretion of Corrections Victoria.
Oh, look, he's relieved it's over, but it's been a pretty heavy ordeal on him and his family.
Senior Constable Bell is still a member of Victoria Police but is currently on leave. Tom Maclean, Win News. For 13 years, Jessie Hay has been the life of every party at the Riverwood Retirement Hostel.
I was told to give you some cheek. How do I go about that?
So on Sunday, her 104th birthday was a big deal.
Happy birthday, dear Jessie.
Jessie was once a career woman ahead of her time, travelling Australia, managing a sales company. Her husband died in 1970 and she never remarried, but always winked at the gardeners.
Now, you got to kiss the nearest boy.
But last night, Jessie Hay had a stroke and lost consciousness. Her family are racing from northern New South Wales to be by her side. The retirement village is paying tribute to an amazing woman.
She'd tell us all the time she loved us. We told her too.
Jessie has never needed medication except the occasional sherry.
You give her another sherry and she'd scoff that down and she'd go, I said, you've had two. She said, no, my dear, you can't count.
Even the hostel's therapy dogs, Zana and Bailey, have said their final goodbyes by putting their heads on the bed next to Jessie. The little lady with a big heart will be leaving a huge empty space at her retirement home.
She had a beautiful day. She kept saying, I will remember this forever and ever.
Tom Maclean, Win News.